Many of us have pets that we love. Sometimes we love them more than the humans in our lives. But sometimes, either due to old age or emotional issues, our pets have potty issues. And they end up going where they're not supposed to, like your bed. Sometimes when you're actually in it. What to do? Well, the first thing should be obvious, but have your pet checked out by your local veterinarian. Make sure there isn't a medical issue. There may be a treatment, or there may not be. Once that's taken care of, the next step is to protect your mattress. Once pee or other liquids penetrate your mattress, it might be kind of hard to deal with, but more on that later in the video. The first thing is to add a protective mattress pad or protective cover. Some pads have a little bit of quilting for extra comfort. That's optional. But for our purposes, the most important thing is that our mattress pad be either water resistant or waterproof. It's a little bit of a difference there. Water resistant may be somewhat resistant, but it might not be completely resistant, whereas the term waterproof is usually mostly resistant. Now, many of you may be resistant to anything labeled waterproof. The reason is, in the old days, in order to make something waterproof, they would put a layer of vinyl. Vinyl feels very much like sleeping on plastic. It crinkles a lot, and actually that's not the worst thing. Worst thing is you wake up drenched in a pool of sweat because vinyl doesn't breathe. The good news is that these days vinyl in bedding is coming to an end. However, be aware that some budget bedding may still have vinyl in it. The new thing is something called polyurethane. Polyurethane is very different. Unlike vinyl, it doesn't crinkle when you roll around on it. In fact, you shouldn't feel it at all. And most importantly, it actually breathes. Most mattress protective covers or mattress pads will have a thin layer of polyurethane in there. It's very waterproof. On the left, liquid quickly soaks through a regular mattress pad. However, on the right, the mattress pad containing a layer of polyurethane does just fine. Another option are smaller polyurethane pads. These are designed for incontinent humans, but they can be applied for your pet situation as well. These can be placed between the mattress and your sheet, much like a mattress pad, or you can actually use them on top of your bed as an alternative blanket. Keep in mind, if you are using them instead of a waterproof mattress pad, you may be leaving the edges a little bit vulnerable. After you protect your mattress, the next thing is to have 100% washable bedding, because if accidents happen, you need to quickly strip it all off and throw it in your washing machine and wash on hot. Hot water plus detergent should kill most germs, but if you want to add a little bit of extra, you can also throw in oxygen bleach. Alternative, you can always throw in a half a cup of white vinegar into the rinse cycle. Keep in mind, even if your bedding is still clean, your pets, who have very sensitive smell, may still smell a little bit of it, and then they will continue to go in the same spot, unfortunately. Working up, the next step is to protect the top of your bed. Sure, you might have 100% washable bedding in place, but you don't want to be stripping your bed and washing it every day. Instead, cover your bed, or if your pet hangs out in one spot on your bed, you can cover that spot. Now you're going to use a waterproof blanket. You can also use a waterproof pad. Again, you want to choose something with a layer of polyurethane. You want something comfortable because you may be sleeping under it. If looks aren't critical at this point, you can use one of those mattress pads. Keep in mind you may need to purchase 2 or 3 of these pads because there probably will be one in the laundry at any given time, while the other is on your bed. If accidents are rare, you may be able to stop there. However, if you find that you're doing laundry daily, you may want to add an additional layer on top of that one. This additional layer would be smaller little sections that you can switch out or dispose of pretty easily. So these might be puppy pads, these might be old towels, obviously, accidents can occur where these smaller sections overlap, so that's why it's important to have a larger blanket or pad underneath all of it. The next thing is to have enzyme cleaner on hand, such as this one. This is Nature's Miracle. I'm not affiliated, but any pet owner will know that this brand is pretty much the gold standard. It's an enzyme-based cleaner, which means their enzymes break down urine as well as fecal material. Use this cleaner on things that you can't throw in the washing machine. For example, your carpet or your mattress. In order to use this stuff properly, you can't just sort of spritz it on there. You need to actually pour it on the stain and let it soak in as deep as the actual stain goes. Let it dry. You may have to do this 2 or 3 times before you can completely get rid of the stain and the smell that goes along with that stain. Yes, I'm told there are diapers that you can put on your pet. I've never tried to do that with a cat. However, I have a friend who does do this with her dog. If you have a pet that has issues at certain times of the day, for example, maybe at night, then you can put your dog into diapers during that time. Another thing to look at is there anything wrong with your pet's designated potty? If it's a dog, are they able to get out when they need to get out? Do they have a place in the yard? If it's a cat, are their litter boxes clean? Are they in a location where the cat can get there without being terrorized by another cat or dog in the household? The ideal number of litter boxes is the number of cats you have plus 1. So if you have 2 cats, then you have 3 litter boxes. You can do less than that if your pets get along and you keep the litter boxes clean. Another thing to consider for your pet is heated bedding. This is especially nice for an older pet who might have arthritis. Then they can use their bed and not your bed. There are 2 types of heated bedding. One has an electric pad, very much like an electric blanket. You'll want to follow a few safety guidelines, just as you would with a human. Do not use electric bedding if your pet is incapacitated. You want the pet to be able to get up and leave if they become overheated. Likewise, with any kind of electrical appliance, you want an auto shut-off in case it overheats, and you'd also like an auto shut-off timer. Just make sure there is a layer of waterproofing protecting the heated part. Again, you can throw the waterproof part into the washing machine, but you may or may not be able to wash the heated part. The second type of heated bedding is self-heating. This is specially insulated bedding that uses the pet's body heat and reflects it back on them to keep them warm and cozy. This option is much safer and obviously machine washable. However, if your home is a bit cold, it might not be enough. Another option is to use a small space heater near where your pet likes to sleep. But again, use the same safety guidelines. Don't use this with an incapacitated pet that can't move away. And also use a space heater that has a auto shut-off for overheating as well as an auto shut-off timer. I hope you found these tips useful, and I hope that you have many wonderful years with your beloved pets. If you'd like to learn more, check out the links in the description below. And as always, like, subscribe, and click the notification button. Good night.